into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I need just a little more Jesus.
I know I do.
I need just a little more Jesus. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of AfterBuzz After TV from Mary Mary. I am here with my girl, Tara Johnson.
What it do?
What it do? Lem is out on assignment. I'm your host, Ashida Onrae, and we are ready to talk about the season finale. And we wanted to hear our girl play with Little More Jesus because she won.
She won with this song everywhere.
Yeah, she did.
Everywhere with this song.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so proud of her. And I love how they opened up with her 2 Grammy nominations. But I love how Warren,
of course,
scared her a little bit, talking about, you won't believe the call that I just had. That's a husband for you right there,
all
right?
Day. All day.
And I want to say thank you guys so much for putting your comments on YouTube about church. As we talked about last week, we were talking about how, have you ever been in church and you just felt the Holy Ghost, but you was afraid to act a fool in church? So you kind of restrained yourself because you didn't want to be the one running around. Or the one where they had to lay that little cloth on you because you laid out flat on the aisle. And they fanning you.
There's always that one person in church who does it every week, so
right,
they ain't got no shame.
And you bent over like this. But you know what? We're going to talk about it because that's how Tina was.
That is exactly how Tina was.
She was talking in tongues.
I will be honest, I will say off the top, I appreciate how real and raw she was because there are people out there, not trying to throw shade to anybody, but there are people out there who are paying people to go through the internet and take bad pictures of themselves off the internet. And Tina's like, this is what it is. This is what I needed to do to get through. You don't see it every day. You got to appreciate it.
I love it. And I love how you just broke that down. You got to appreciate it. We're going to get into it. But first, we're going to talk about why is Mitch back? Throwing shade. I already talked about, Warren and the opening scene of the nominations and everything. But now I'm sitting there like, okay, Mitch is back for the meeting with Tina. And I'm so glad that she checked him because Mitch was acting like a Mitch, right?
I've watched this show since day one, and there was a time, and I'm sure you remember, that I was like, oh no, Mitch is misunderstood, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the road has run out. I'm really like, let's get rid of Mitch. No offense. I'm sure you're a very nice man, but... Right. I just don't see it. It feels forced to me. It doesn't feel authentic. When he came to Tina's concert at the end, calling himself a friend of hers and all that kind of stuff.
And throwing shade.
Right.
Throwing shade again.
Right.
Talking about why is Erica not here.
I think what Mitch doesn't understand, and I guess I would love to know if Mitch has siblings, because you can say what you want. I have a sister and a brother. You can say what you want to me and about me, but if you say something about my sister and brother, it's on all day.
Right.
And that's what he has done. He's crossed the line with the wrong Atkins sister. It's done. It's a wrap. You out.
Now, let me ask you. Now, if they say something about your brother and sister, it's on. But if they say something about your brother and sister that's true, is it still on?
It's still on. I'm going to tell you why. Because that's not your place.
Right.
Stay in your lane. You let the Johnsons, I'm Tara Johnson, you let the Johnsons handle theirs.
Right.
If you want to whisper it in my ears like, Tara, you know what, maybe something, I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to handle that, but I appreciate that, you looking out. But if you come at me about my sister and brother and you can be right, it's still on. Because that ain't your business.
Wow.
That ain't your business.
Okay.
Do
you guys agree?
Yeah. Let me know.
I really want to know about this one. Because it could be on for me too.
Mm-hmm.
However, if the person that's telling me about my sister is right, then I might have to say, you know what, you're right. I understand, but you're right. Sister, you done messed up.
I might say that mentally.
But right
there, no.
No, you standing up for your brother and sister
all day.
All day. I heard that. I heard
we all going down together if we have to, yo.
And that's what Tina did. She just asked Mitch, so what kind of drama are you bringing to my wedding?
And it was so inappropriate what he said. I'm sure you guys talked about this, but to come to the wedding after everything that went down with them, and I know for reality shows, a lot of stuff happens. You don't know if it's real or fake. That lawsuit was real. You know, like that lawsuit was real. Real money was exchanged. Money was taken out of one person's pocketbook and put in another person's pocket. Like, that's for real. And to come and say the things that you said when you're celebrating your sister's wedding, I can't give you anything.
And I agree with you on that. Now, what struck me is when he said, "You're leaving me," and I'm thinking, did I miss something?
I don't know.
Did Tina sign and decided not to work with him anymore? Maybe I didn't catch that.
I think he thought he was going to capitalize on what the animosity was between the two of them and say, oh, okay, well, if Tina's doing her solo thing now, and I know how she feels sometimes about Erica doing her solo thing, let me get in here where I think I can and try to make some money and cause more drama. Because if you drive a wedge between the two of them and she now wants to pursue her solo career as much as Erica, I mean, it's a free-for-all. People will make as much money as possible. He's like, I just feel like he wants to capitalize off their tension and drama, what you perceive it to be. But I guess the great thing about the show is, yeah, they do have their issues with each other, but when it comes down to it, they are sisters for real. And there's nothing that's ever going to get in between that.
I agree. And
Mitch, you got to learn that. Oh, she don't play.
And speaking of that, sisterhood.
Right.
You know, do you agree with Erica on how she handled singing background for her sister?
You know, no. I have to say no, because like I said, having siblings, I break my back to do anything for them, and they do the same thing for me. I mean, I can understand both sides, and I hate to be like that kind of person, like, oh, I get both sides. Erica's pursuing her solo career, and that takes everything, and she's really pursuing what she's dreamed about since she was, a little kid. She said it several times on the show. She gets an opportunity to work with Joel Osteen, which is no joke. I mean, Joel Osteen must be on at least every channel.
Right.
I think he's on 24 hours, 7 days a week. And you can catch him on Sirius. Okay, he got his own satellite radio show. So you get a call from Joel Osteen. It's no joke. I get that. And it takes your career from one place to another. But your sister needs you. And I mean, I guess they could have adjusted the recording time.
Or maybe she could have just did Saturday and not Sunday.
Maybe she could have done Saturday and not Sunday.
Or Sunday and not Saturday.
Yeah, or maybe she could have taken a later flight or something. I mean, I think the problem I had was instead of confronting it and saying, Tina, this is what it is, she was like, I'm just going to sneak on out the door.
Well, you know that's Erica.
Yeah, I'm going to sneak on out the door and see what happens.
See, I'm Tina.
Are you Tina?
My sister's Erica. Because I will confront anything. All day, every day.
How is she going to get through it?
Right.
You gotta, let's deal with this
I'm
right
all
now.
about let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. Let's discuss it.
Yeah.
Now, I get that. And I get the fact that she's made it to so many other important events. Sometimes you have to miss one. And that was probably one that she decided, like, you know what? I'm going to miss this one. However, the background, when she was supposed to sing background, I really kind of felt like, oh, you didn't handle that too well. Because you were trying to sneak out and not see her, where you can just go and just lay your tracks. And if you just do it real good, 30 minutes, then you could have booked a later flight.
That's true.
You know, just to help your sister out.
Right.
And I love how Tina's just like, oh, okay, that's how you're going to do me? So that's the part that I felt like Erica could have did a little bit better with.
I do. Yeah, I think, and I agree. I think to have her and Goo and Alana, you know, everybody on that backup track would have been fantastic. And because they've been Mary Mary for 14 years, to have something like that has all of your sisters and her not be there, it just seems weird.
Yeah,
that
was the only part that I thought.
Yeah, it would just seem really weird for her not to be there. I wish it would have worked out a little differently. And who knows? For all we know, I mean, I don't think I take that back. Tina's record dropped today. Today's the 7th, right? Tina's record dropped today. If we take a look at the notes, maybe she went back and did the vocals. For all, you know what I mean? For all we know, maybe she did the vocals. Right. But I wish Erica,
because the Wrath of Tina is no joke.
I would mess with it.
Right? As we seen with, Warren got that call from Sony, had to go in, have a meeting, and they want a Mary Mary album. And they're like, hey, where's the Mary Mary album? Tina's getting ready to do her album. Erica's done her album. We want a Mary Mary album. And Warren's like, I can't force these ladies to do what they don't want to do. He's just like, make it happen. So we had to go and have a conversation. after Tina didn't just had her wonderful event last night, which we're going to get into. I want to spend a little bit more time on that, but I just want to talk about this really quick. And Tina's like, no.
Not just no, like, I'll get my lawyers.
Right. But something that she said that was ironic, that she said they can't have it my way or the highway. But that's how Tina's been the whole season. So when it's on her, she can't handle it. You ain't right. Now, see, I would have to say something to your sister. I'd be like, you know what, Tara, she ain't right.
And I'd be like, Ashida, okay, you know what? I'm going to have to, we could have to handle that later. No, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I think Tina went through so much last season. This season, she's a new Tina, but we all want what we want. And I think watching all, what was the season 4?
Yeah.
Watching all the seasons of this show, you have noticed over and over again that Erica normally accommodates Tina. Remember when the show first started? Whatever Tina needed, Tina didn't want to rehearse. Erica didn't rehearse. Erica did sound check by herself, like all that type of thing. And so Erica's always helped out and kind of catered Tina. So I think, to be honest with you, that's just what Tina's used to.
Right.
She was like, she's a squeaky wheel. You know, the squeaky wheel gets oiled. So I'm going to squeak all day.
That's so southern.
You gon'
I love it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so true.
Squeaky wheel
Squeaky
gets
wheel, it
oiled.
gets oil. So I'm going to keep squeaking.
Right.
You keep oiling, I'm going to keep squeaking. If you stop oiling, maybe I'll quit squeaking or I'll squeak louder. We got to figure that out later. But she's always squeaked and Erica's always oiled. That's just basically what... And it's just not turning out to be that way. And so now Sony, Tina squeaks, people normally give in. And Warren's like, Sony's not going to do that. This is straight up business. Mm-hmm. And I think it was just on the heels of that evening with Tina Campbell.
Yes, let's get into that.
And she's she kept saying, I so didn't want to do this solo thing. How many times did Tina say, since you forced me into being a solo artist?
Now you forced me into it, and I got to go ahead and do it. But then again, you forced Erica into it.
And that's
because
what
you
she
kept
said.
saying, right.
So they both forced themselves into these solo careers, but now you have it. And now she's like, I'm looking forward to being a solo artist. And Warren's like, excuse me, Sony needs this album from the two of you.
Contractually obligated
album. Not 2 solo albums that we can put together as a double edition. No.
Right.
They need a Mary Mary album.
Exactly. But I love how they left it open. So we know we're getting ready to have a season 5.
That is true.
Yeah.
But I was also confused because they just left it open. I was like, where's the wrap up?
I know. I was waiting for the wrap up too, but I kind of got caught into the new TV shows that are coming out, you know, the Braxtons and the hair.
There's a lot of hair in there.
There's a lot of hair, which kind of seems interesting as well, you know, Hot Atlanta. So let's get into Tina and her one-woman show, which I absolutely loved.
It looked great.
It did. It looked great. And I really loved what her husband, that she likes to go, hi, husband. Hi, husband.
I do. You know what? I appreciate both of them because so many times you see couples and they barely even speak to each other. But they make
Especially nowadays with social media.
How about that?
Wait a minute. I was at a restaurant and saw a couple, off note here, literally like this. On their phone.
Together with
they're sitting together. He's on his phone. She's on her phone. And they say nothing to each other.
Yeah.
The entire time that I was there. They said nothing to each other.
And I hope he wasn't texting his side chick and she wasn't texting her, you know.
So I'm saying that to say, when you go out on a date, that's what I love about, you know, Tina and her hubby, Teddy, because it's like, hi, husband, hi, wife.
Same thing.
And just talk and communicate.
Yeah.
And this is what I loved, and I had to write it down, what he said, because, you know, Tina was going through it. She was going through, you know, that fear of getting ready to take the stage, which I know all too well what that feels like, and it will cripple you. But he said, God responds to faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please him.
I love how he said, I'm going to be real candid with you. And those words.
That's sexy, though. I like that.
I knew she was going to say that.
I was like, ooh, you going to be candid?
I knew she was going to say that.
Yes, Teddy, yes.
Let me get my mind back on Jesus like we were talking about before. But for Teddy to say something like, I'm going to be real candid with you to Tina, knowing how Tina can go where Tina can go.
It.
Let's just be honest. Okay, I'm going to lay it all out. What woman doesn't?
That's what I'm saying.
What woman does it when your man comes to you, especially when he's speaking right? I am Southern. When he's speaking right and just says to you, look, this is just how it's going to be and what it needs to be. You're like, okay, that's fine.
All wet and everything.
I didn't add all that.
Because that's how she was looking. She was like, it's getting ready.
I ain't say all that.
Because she just was looking at it with her eyes all glazed. Like, yeah,
she's like,
get
that's
some
right.
when you get home. Right after this show. I love it. I love how the test of her life became the testimony. That's what she said.
It's absolutely true. I mean, whenever you're about to push over that last barrier or step, stuff like that happens. And if you've never experienced it out there, like my mama says, keep living because it may happen to you. But if you have experienced it, we've all been there before. Now, we may not have broken out in tongues and that kind of thing. And I'm not mad at that. You got to do what you got to do to get where you need to get. But there's this point where, I mean, she could have easily been like, and we've seen Tina do it before, I'm not doing it. You know, we've seen Tina do that in previous episodes and say, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. But she had to push through. She pulled her sister to pray for her. She called on Jesus. She spoke in tongues. She had her husband speak to her. So she pulled whatever she needed to push through because it probably would have been easier. I mean, come on. She could have changed the whole thing and said, forget it. I'm not going to do an evening with Tina Campbell. I'm going to go out here and sing Mary Mary songs. And everybody in the audience would have been just as happy.
Right.
So she had to make a decision to follow her path.
Absolutely. And I love how she tells her story. I love how passionate she is about telling her story. Even when she said it, I was temporarily schizophrenic. I was like, you ain't said nothing but a word because I know what that must have probably felt like.
You saw that car.
Right. Right.
I felt bad for that car. Did you? I felt bad for that car.
I saw the car, and she was like, I could have just killed everybody. And she was like, I'd have killed him. I'd have killed the kids, myself, for 25 G's. I got 25 G's to take somebody out.
Contract out. She said stuff, and I was like, wow.
Pain is no joke.
No, it's
pain is no joke.
And it will put you in a place where you will say things like that. And in your right mind, you would, like, she would never pay $25,000 to put a hit on somebody. But when you're reeling like that and in the midst of stuff, you'll say and think tons of stuff. But I love the fact that she shared it because even if it's only one person out there that she helped, then it's all worth it.
Yeah.
It's all worth it.
I have to say, though, I commend her for staying. At the end of the day, I'm just like, that's why, Damon John was like, you better than me. Because she's better than me.
I don't know if I could do it either.
I don't think I could do it.
I don't think the majority, you know what? I don't think the majority of people could do it to the lengths for which she's done it. Now, she has really attempted to put everything in the past, and they are starting fresh.
Yeah.
He's new, she's new. There's so many people who forgive, but they don't forget.
Right.
And when they don't forget, they keep it right in the front of their mind, not in the back of their mind. She seems as if she's really trying to say, we are both going forward as a new couple. We've done this work together. We are a new couple, and I don't even want to talk about what happened in the past unless it's associated with my testimony. That's a rare person, couple, that shows you God is real. That's what I'm saying.
That's the power of God right there. That is the power of God.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to. It has to be. Because I think she's better than me. And please, Lord, I don't want to be in a situation that I have to find out. I'm just going to say that. Let me put that out there.
Right. But have you been in a situation where you have a testimony? Because I would love to hear the testimony. And I want you to put your comments in YouTube because I want to read about it because we're going to talk about the testimony because we got an amazing show tomorrow.
We have a fantastic show tomorrow on our sister network, Black Hollywood Live. Ashida and I have the ultimate pleasure of working with this lady on another show on Phenomenal Women. And tomorrow, we are interviewing where it all started for Warren Campbell and Joy Campbell. We are going to interview in our special Mother's Day edition, Sandra Campbell. You know her, you love her. She's an event planner here in LA. She actually helped Tina do her wedding renewal on the show. She has the brightest heart. She'll be here talking about her husband, her marriage, her kids, what she thinks, it takes to be a great mom. And I know we love her, and we know you'll love her too. So tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We're streaming on YouTube.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I love this woman. Yeah. Like, I've met her twice, and I just absolutely adore her.
We're going to meet Warren's mom.
We're going to meet Mama Dub.
Yes. And we're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about how she loves her daughter-in-law, how she maintains that relationship as a mother to save, because sometimes some moms can be off the chain. Mother-in-laws.
They can. Yeah. And some of them set out to be off the chain.
They both have great mother-in-laws on both sides. And I just love that aspect of it. So I can't wait to have that show
She'll be
tomorrow.
amazing.
Yes.
She'll be amazing. How do you feel about, and I have to ask, how do you feel about the solo work that Tina and Erica are both doing, because we started this with Mary Mary being this group, and now, I mean, we know Mary Mary's not gone away. It is on hiatus, and they're both putting out solo projects. We've seen tons of groups for this to happen, and they never return.
Well, maybe they will because they're contractually obligated.
Well, besides the contract. You got to get that contract.
Right.
You have to get that contract.
But I think they will come back together.
Yeah.
I think that they will come do a journey separate, and then they will come back together. And when they come back for that Mary Mary album,
it's going to be beast.
it's going to be off the chain.
It's going to be straight fire. I mean, I have to say, for me, I love Erica's music. And from what I've heard of Tina thus far, I love it too. But it takes me a second because I'm so used to their voices being blended, and I'm so used to their Mary Mary style with Warren producing the majority of everything, that it takes me a minute. And I'm actually saddened when I first realized, like when I heard, A Little More Jesus from Erica, I love the track, but I was like, oh, that's really good. What does that mean for Mary Mary? And then I hear Destiny from Tina, which is amazing, amazing worship song.
Now you know.
And I'm just like, oh, that's great too. What does that mean? So I keep asking myself, what does that mean? Am I the only person? I'd love to hear from you guys. Anybody else concerned that maybe they won't get back together? Or how difficult will it be to get back together? I mean, we know when they have concerts, they blend and it takes 2 seconds and it's like riding a bike and they have the best time ever. But they're both on this separate journey, which I'm loving it. Their styles are different. The way they handle things are different. They're both putting out amazing, inspirational, inspiring music. I'm just, curious about what the future holds.
Well, I can't wait to find out. That's going to be great. Now, before we go, was it me or did Tina have her Tina Turner on when she was on stage? Did anybody else see? I was like, okay, she's channeling Tina Turner here with the hair and the outfit.
I love the wig. And a couple of times I was like, is that Tina? I didn't know if it was Tina. I didn't know if it was Goo. Like she and Goo looked really similar.
She has the curly hair.
With that curly hair.
But on stage in that particular hairstyle that she had on when she was doing her testimony, I was seeing Tina Turner.
It was amazing.
They have 2 completely different testimonies.
Completely different.
But I felt that when I saw her. I was just wondering if anybody else saw that.
I did. I was like, I like that wig on you. It gives her a completely different look. I also love she and Teddy sharing the stage because whenever you have a couple that are in love, especially after knowing what they've gone through, to see them standing on the stage singing together separately, I thought it was an amazing thing.
Yeah, I love that too. Well, we have wrapped up season 4.
There you go.
I am sad to go, but I'm happy to see what's going to be next for the next season, to see what Warren's going to do, what Tina's going to do, what Erica's going to do, and of course, Mitch. Mitch is not going anywhere. I'm sure he'll be back.
Can I vote? Can we vote? Can we take a vote online? How many of us vote for the next season to be Mitchless? Can we get a hashtag Mitchless season 5? I would love that.
But he needs his little...
I know, but even still.
Needs to be relevant somehow. Thank you for taking this journey with us for the past couple of episodes. We're going to miss you, and we look forward to another season with you. I look forward to having you back again.
Thank you. I love being here.
Visiting.
Yeah.
Lem, we miss you, and I'm sure you are doing a fabulous job on assignment. And we look forward to having season 5 back on AFTERBUZZ Mary Mary.
That's right. Catch us tomorrow with Sandra Campbell. You'll love it.
It'll be
fantastic.
See you then.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.